It started with a smirk. Not from her, but from the judge. The kind of smirk you've seen in every courtroom drama, the one that says, "I already know what kind of person you are." Thing is, that morning in courtroom 6B of Fairfax County wasn't supposed to be a show, but it turned into one real fast. Sitting at the defense table was Ariana Morel's smart suit. No nonsense. Not a hair out of place. If you didn't know better, you'd think she was just another unfortunate soul caught in the system. But Ariana, she was the chief legal advisor to the governor of Virginia. Yeah, you heard that right. Thing is, the judge, Curtis Delaney, the tough-on-crime type who folks whispered had his own ideas about who looks guilty, didn't know that yet. Let me back up a sec. The night before, Ariana had been driving back from the Capitol after a brutal 14-hour drafting session. Criminal justice reform bills, transparency proposals, you name it. She'd been elbows deep in it. Around midnight, a cruiser lit her up on the parkway. She pulled over. Calm. Hands on the wheel. Everything textbook. Officer Raymond Stokes, stocky, buzz cut. Chip on his shoulder, approached like she owed him an apology just for existing. Asked where she was going, why she was out so late, what she did for work. When she said she worked for the governor, his eyebrows did this twitch like he thought she was messing with him. Then came the lie, "I smell alcohol." She hadn't had so much as a sip of mouthwash. She refused a vehicle search, invoked her Fourth Amendment rights. And that's when it all spiraled. He yanked her out of the car, cuffed her, dumped her files on the road like trash, and called it resisting investigation. By morning, Ariana was in a jumpsuit, standing before Judge Delaney with no lawyer, no phone call, and no patience for the circus she'd just stepped into. "I recommend you find counsel," he sneered. "I haven't had the opportunity." "Your Honor," she said, trying to stay composed, "the court doesn't favor self-representation," he snapped. What she wanted to say was, "Sir, I passed the bar before you grew that bald spot." But she held it in. Barely. Now here's where it gets interesting. Because in the back of the courtroom, sitting quietly, taking notes like he was at a policy meeting, that was Matthew Cho, the governor's chief of staff. 10 minutes after Ariana was escorted out, Delaney's clerk got a call from the Capitol. The air in that courthouse. It shifted. Fast. See? When you try to bury someone who writes the laws you're supposed to enforce, turns out you dig your own grave. Over the next week, Ariana didn't just fight the charge, she dissected it. Her team uncovered that Officer Stokes had 12 prior complaints, 7 cases of lost body cam footage, and a pattern of targeting women of color driving alone at night. Then came the twist: a janitor, of all people, stepped forward, said he found a USB labeled Stokes 13 in a discarded evidence box. It had dashcam footage that matched Ariana's case. And guess what? It showed her calm, compliant, and Stokes escalating everything. By the time they played that footage in court, Delaney's smirk had vanished. And when Ariana's team announced they'd filed a complaint with the Judicial Review Board in open court, the silence was deafening. The final shot, Ariana walking out of that courthouse, reporters shouting questions, the governor's statement backing her playing on every major network. But she didn't say much. Just one line. "This wasn't just about me. It never was. Now the debate's on. Should that judge step down? Should Officer Stokes face charges? Is justice something we enforce, or something we survive? You tell me." Drop your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done in Ariana's place? And do you think this system protects the powerful, or fears them when they're not who it expected? Like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. This fight isn't over, and neither are we.